Welcome back, everybody. We are heading to Zion National Park for a day trip. When we initially started planning our trip to Grand Canyon, we had no idea Zion was relatively close. But once we figured that out, we definitely put it in our plans to take a day trip there and do some hiking and just sightseeing. And little did we know how much we would fall in love with it. What a treat. It's about 110 miles from the Northern Campground. It took us about 2.5 hours. Once you get to Zion, we entered from the east, and we didn't realize that you have to drive all the way over to the south entrance to try to find parking. I would advise if you don't get to Zion really early, like before 7 or 8 a.m., you're not going to be able to park in the park. You're going to have to drive back out the south entrance and find parking along the streets. There's a few little paid parking lots in the town of Springdale. It really didn't take us too long. We got over to Zion around, I believe it was around 10 a.m. It didn't take us too long to find a parking spot down the road of Springdale town, and that town's really cool. There's a lot of good places to eat, shop. There is shuttle service. You cannot drive through most of Zion to the hiking points. You have to wait for a shuttle at the visitor center, but they were pretty fast. I don't think we waited more than 10 or 15 minutes, and then they shuttle you to, I believe there's 8 different stops along the way to each area that you might be hiking. So we plan to go hike the Narrows, the water hike. So they rent hiking poles and they rent neoprene socks or shoes, hiking boots. I think it was hiking boots. Part of the hike gets to be waist deep, as you'll see, but it was very refreshing. It is very crowded. I would recommend hiking poles or high tops, more ankle support. The rocks can be pretty hard on your ankles and feet. We are at stop number 9, about to hike the Narrows in Zion National Park. The views are amazing. Yeah, fill those 2 bottles. Let's do this.
Yeah, it says especially this. The the algae, it says be very careful.
So we're in the beginning, the very beginning of the Narrows. So much beauty out here. I think I like Zion better than Grand Canyon. Which do you like better?
I think I like Zion better. It's got a lot of nice scenery, a lot of great water.
Grand Canyon is nice.
Oh, sorry. I have to say there's a lot of people come out early. It was super packed to get into the park. And it is really hot today. So make sure you come with a lot of water, sunscreen, and hiking attire that you're gonna need. Snacks, salt, sugar. It's like 102 right now. But the water should feel really good. And you can't drink the water or filter it. It's got toxins in it. The views are amazing.
Settled in the world, like everything is new. Stepped on a path that led me straight. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I wanna get high on, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should.
Like paradise, super hot, but find a piece of shade. The water is nice and cool. We're just taking a break, waiting for our friends to catch up. You could definitely spend a couple of weeks here at Zion. I'm glad we made the trip up from Grand Canyon because I think this is my favorite now. Definitely mark it on the list to come back to and camp. We've been having a good time. We're gonna go to Alstrom Point on Wednesday and then start making our way back home. We've been out on the road for a week having a good time. Lots of good food and memories, and it's our first time out west. It's pretty amazing. You gotta get out here if you haven't been. Definitely beats the Midwest. Just can't get over the rocks and how tall they are.
Just don't get.
Here. Here, hold this. It'll dry. Hey, I got that on video too. These rock squirrels are native to this area, super aggressive. They will bite you. You should not feed them. So we made it to the actual beginning of the Narrows hike. Tons of people. The first mile that we were on was there's a paved trail. They don't actually. That's not actually part of the Narrows hike. I can't remember the name of it. But now from here on out, it's mostly water, and there's parts I guess that are pretty deep, but it's nice and cold, which feels good because it's like 102 degrees. So we made it 3 miles in upstream, and we're calling it a day. We're heading back. Downstream should be a lot easier. Back through the waist deep. I think it's really good. Another year, another good hike.
Where's Jen?
Feels pretty good, my friend. Feels pretty good. What'd you think?
Awesome hike. It was well worth it.
Woohoo! We spent most of the day there, and even though it was a long drive over there, it was definitely worth the drive and the hiking. We were exhausted and found a really good pizza place in Springdale, the town right next to Zion, where we had to park along the road, and then made the 2-hour drive back to the North Rim. I think we got back around 9 o'clock at night. It ended up being probably a 12-hour day, but well worth it. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and consider subscribing. We would greatly appreciate that, and stay tuned for our next episode where we explore more of the North Rim Grand Canyon and the North Kaibab National Forest just outside the North Rim campground. See you soon.